Hey, what's up guys? I'm HunterStarcraft, and it's been a little bit longer between this episode and our previous episode than I had hoped for, but nonetheless, we are picking up the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough right here, and we're going to try to get to the Shrine of Winter by the end of this episode. I'm going to spare you guys the stuff that goes on in town this time. I've basically showed you guys it every episode so far, but to cover it, which I should mention, we put some of the souls into like 3 or 4 points of endurance. We're not going to get any more vigor. I think we've got plenty of life, and from here on out we'll just be dumping every stat point into endurance. I also leveled up the armor a bit so we can take a bit more damage that way, and then purchased the Silver Cat Ring, which has made its return from Demon Souls. You can buy that from Shalquar in her little hut. So the Silver Cat Ring is going to let us head down towards the gutter. The other option is to get Laddersmith Gilligan to build you a ladder down. We're going to do it the classic way. Okay, so let's start heading down. And yeah, we've got quite a bit to cover in this episode. It's going to be one of the longer ones, I expect. And coming up very soon, we've actually got an optional boss that I think we should take on. Although we didn't bother fighting his bigger brother, the Royal Rat Authority. I think it's worth fighting Royal Rat Vanguard. So you can head through this tunnel, and that's what we're going to do in a moment. As an alternative, you can actually just keep jumping down straight down to the gutter. So you have two options, and it makes this Grave of Saints completely optional. Oops, didn't mean to rest here. I definitely found this area to be one of the more frustrating ones in my first playthrough. There are so many Pharos Lockstones, and most of them are useless, and some of them, you know, are even traps. And I just found on my first playthrough that I thought I wasted like a lot of Pharos Lockstones here, and like I was gonna end up regretting it much later on. So yeah, lots of rats to greet us here. It would be pretty silly to even try to engage these guys. Uh-oh, they've got backup from that previous room. Okay, let's just move past these guys. You can actually lower some drawbridges here. There's like a miracle and some other loot if you want. Heading up here, we should get invaded. Yeah. Roy the Explorer. So this is the Red Phantom that people farm if you want to get Awstones the fastest. If you want to level up the Champion's Covenant, if you want to get the ring that adds melee, like fist damage, you need 50 Awstones. And the fastest way to get that is by just farming that invader we just banished in offline mode. Okay, so this is an interesting boss fight. Oh man, I am just like a couple attack rating shy of one-shotting these guys, which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe I should move over to the R2 attack. But anyways, this is Royal Rat Vanguard. So he's got his troops of rats, and eventually the Vanguard himself will drop down. Alright, we got a bit of build-up going here, but you would have to get hit many times to actually get petrified by these rats. So they're not too much of a threat, but when the Vanguard shows up, he's much more threatening. Okay, so he's entered the chamber. You see the health bar. And he's pretty easy to spot. He's got a mohawk going on. We'll see in a minute. Oh, we can actually see him there in the back. Let's just go for him. See if we can chain stun him. Oh, that is not what I want. Alright, I'm gonna take the coward's way out in Estus, just to be safe. Here he is. Alright, and when you take out the Vanguard, you can see all the minions of his scatter. And, you know, that's it for a relatively easy boss fight. I mentioned Royal Rat Authority before. Maybe I'll fight him in a video sometime in the future. He's much more challenging than the Royal Rat Vanguard. And then we've got the King Rat here, who you can talk to if you want to join the Rat Bros. A skeleton here, not really sure what's up with that. And now we're heading down what may be the intended... Oh, I thought I was going to die there. This may be the intended route from the developers. Whereas the more direct route, the shortcut I pointed out earlier, is also an option, though. Alright, if you want to add bleed damage to a weapon, you can pick up that stone. And, okay, we're just going to let that crystal gecko go. Let's see what's over here. Ash Knuckle Ring. I'm curious what this ring actually does. Okay. Boosts your petrification resist. Not very useful. Okay, you think we can make that jump? Let's try. Fail. Too bad. Maybe you have to hop down from above. I'm not too sure. Okay, so these guys are really quite annoying. They do a ton of fire damage. They used to do a lot more, of course. Now over here, I'm going to see if there's any loot available. Let's see what this is. Okay, just a great heal. If you come here on New Game Plus, there's a very interesting red phantom that apparently made her way over here from Dark Souls. Anastasia, the Firelink Shrine Keeper. She's got the same dingy robes, bloodstained skirt. Yeah, and like obviously looks the same. But yeah, she only comes by on New Game Plus. It's pretty interesting though how she somehow, you know, showed up in this game all the way from Lordran. Alright, now we'll start making our descent into the gutter. We've got a fire seed over here. You need 10 of these. Oh, okay. I lied, guys. It's a token of spite. I really thought it was going to be a fire seed. I'm not sure why I got that mixed up. But anyway, yeah, you'll need 10 fire seeds to max out your pyro glove. We'll probably find some in the future. That token of spite is what you get when you invade someone as a red and kill them off. And you need one of those, I believe, to duel in the Brotherhood of Blood arena. Alright, so this is the first bonfire in the gutter. You got a few different ways you can go. So we're going to do a little exploration here. There's some extra loot if you head, you know, towards this right-hand path. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not, you know, the most familiar with this area compared to some of the other ones in this game. It is a pretty confusing one, relatively speaking, but hopefully we won't get lost. Okay, so sticking to this wall, there's another drop-down section. Okay, nothing here. Let's head up the ladder. There's an invasion that I kind of want to show you guys. Okay, one of the more infamous rings that were added to Dark Souls 2. Soul Protection. Repairable for a very, very low cost. Basically makes it so you don't have to worry about dying. Oh man, get beat up by a couple zombies here. Alright, so the invader I wanted to point out to you guys. Melinda the Butcher. Melinda sounds kind of like Meralda. Uses a very similar weapon. But of course the Butcher that we know from Dark Souls 1 would be, whoa, that does a lot of damage. Would of course be the one you find in Blighttown. Oh, are you for real, Melinda? Only I shall chug. Oh man, epic duel here. I'm kind of getting owned. But Maneater Mildred is the Dark Souls version of this Phantom, and then even in Demon Souls, there's a nameless Phantom in 5.2 in the swamp, of course. So you've kind of got a set of 3 similar Phantoms across the Souls games. So that I thought was kind of cool. I guess she doesn't give us anything too interesting. Got that Soul Protection ring. It's probably something I missed over there. But that is one section of the gutter. Now, oh, I fell down. Didn't really mean to. So what I can show you guys now is the traditional way through this section. Just do a running leap. This torchbearer. Oh, and that guy's got some dark damage applied to his weapon. And there are more of those guys later. They do way more damage than, like, you know, the average zombie, of course. Okay, this door is unlocked by a key that you can get in the Black Gulch. And behind there is Havel's set. Did not know it was there until many, many hours played. Many playthroughs. Alright, we got a couple of these poison moss left. And let's just keep moving here. Gonna have to go for this jump, I guess. See if I can remember my way. This is, as I mentioned before, kind of a confusing zone. There's actually a zip line in this zone. I have no idea where it is. Okay, where are we going now? Oh man. Trying to make a walk through here. Don't know where to go. Oh, I'm gonna fall. Alright, well, I don't know what to say about that. Let's try this again from the bonfire. Alright, we're gonna go a different way this time. It's faster, and I'm more familiar with this route, so no getting lost. Let's drop down, head across the bridge. Find this guy who's gonna try and knock you off it. Oh, is this is the incorrect ladder. That's okay, we got some extra loot up here. Let's see. Some black fire bombs, alright. Oh, okay, that doesn't count, guys. Alright, I've fallen through that same gap in the floor multiple times. I think it's kind of a scummy move by the developers. So it's just right here. If you if you take this right-hand turn too sharply, you see there's just a big hole in the floor. And of course, you know, giant zombie dog in the way as well. So that is gonna chalk us up to 2 deaths in this video, but that's gonna be it, you know, just 2, right? Alright, I think this is the final bridge here. And we've got kind of an interesting encounter, completely harmless. Isn't this where the giant ant is supposed to be? Guys, this is weird. Where's the ant? I'm dumbfounded here. Every time I come to this room, there's a giant ant with mist, you know, spewing out of it, and it's got like some interesting properties, like it heals your poison, it repairs your equipment, like stuff like that. But again, much to my surprise, there is no giant ant in that room, and I don't have the answer to why that may be. So please, if you know it, let me know down below. We did get in a iron box a new shield though, so I want to check that out right now. Okay, there it is. The Wicked Eye Great Shield. And you can... Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to deselect it. Guys, it's been a little while, okay? I'm navigating the best I can with these menus. There we go. We've got the description, and the Wicked Eye Shield actually absorbs HP. You know, much like the Meat Cleaver from Demon Souls. You kill monsters, it absorbs some of the life when they die, gives you some health. Same as the Ring of the Evil Eye. And it's a pretty cool looking shield. It was one of the ones from the shield art contest. So this shield was designed by a fan. Let's go back to the lightweight one. Alright, this is a part you have to be careful at as well. I mentioned how, you know, some of these zombies have got weapons imbued with dark damage. And there's like 4 of them right at the bottom of the ladder. Alright, but we're good here. No problem. This part, coming up in a moment, is also kind of scummy for them to put in. It's the first time you're introduced to these corrosive, like liquid. You'll see. I'm trying to find it. It's very dark down here. Right here. So these urns, kind of shaped like hearts or something. They are going to spew out stuff that breaks all your equipment. And I don't really want to pay that repair bill. So we'll avoid that with a few fire bombs. Alright, we got another fragrant branch here. If we had the time in this episode, I would use this branch to go get the Fang Key in the shaded forest and free that bird who's a blacksmith. But I'm not gonna be able to do that. Anyways, Black Gulch. Really kind of surprising. I don't know. It's very neon green. I'm a stellar observer, I know. This is the first of 2 bonfires here. And much like many other zones in this game, the best strategy is to run straight through. Oh, that was pretty close to death there. But we'll get to this bonfire before we run out of health. Alright, so we're at the Rotten. Before we go and fight that boss, I need to point out a section of the Black Gulch that I didn't know existed for a long time. Just by dropping down here. There's another locked door. Okay, it's opened by the same key as the door I showed you earlier, with Havel's armor behind it. There's actually even one more door with that key as you're descending into that hole from Majula. And the key is carried around by these two lovely fellows in here. Yeah, giants. So I'm not going to be able to kill these guys. They have these two giant clubs. The clubs have very wonky hitboxes, as you can kind of see there. Like, the hitbox is significantly bigger than the club itself. They do massive damage. They have a ton of health. I can't kill them, but I wanted to show you guys them all the same. Alright, let's take on the Rotten. Alright, hopefully we can get through here without being poisoned. No, that's very unlikely. I guess we can use up our second last moss. And let's take a look at one of the boss cinematics. There is a phantom you can summon, but I think we'll be okay soloing this. Let's take a look. Alright, so definitely some feelings of sympathy or compassion, you know, are brought out from that cutscene as he's just trying to rebuild his little stone friends. And yeah, we've got the Rotten here. So, I mean, what is there to say about this boss? I guess he can most readily be compared to Nito from Dark Souls 1. In fact, when you kill this guy on New Game Plus, you get like the soul of an old undead one, and it like describes Nito. But this is one of the harder boss fights, for me at least. I mean, he does a lot of damage. His attack pattern can be a little tricky, like, you know, 3 hits in a row, maybe more. So you have to have like plenty of stamina to dodge. Some other fun facts: you can actually chop off either or both of his arms if you just like whack it enough times. Alright, we might actually be able to kill this guy on my first try. That's one attack you definitely want to run away from. Ideally not, you know, rolling in the lava. Okay. Alright guys, I think we're going to do it here. I really do not want to die against this guy, especially right now. It's got to be the worst feeling, right? In Souls, it's happened to everyone who's played the games. You get the boss to 1% health and then die. or you trade and kill the boss, but it doesn't count as a kill. Yeah, definitely experience those madness and whatnot. Anyways, we got the Soul of the Rotten. I really want to know what's over here. Fire Seed. Alright. That's what I mentioned incorrectly near the beginning of the video. And there's actually a dark pyromancy glove we could have grabbed in the gutter. So the dark pyro glove is more powerful if you're in undead form instead of human. Sublime Bone Dust, always a nice upgrade to have until you get it to +5. And then of course we've got this addition to this Primal Bonfire as the first DLC, Sunken King. Alright guys, we got 3 out of 4 Great Souls. We have some unfinished business though from a few episodes ago. So let's head back to the Shaded Woods. I've actually got a couple of these bone dusts stocked, so my flask is going to be pretty powerful after this. 47,000 souls, not much to spend them on besides more points of endurance, so let's just do that. Alright, I think I said we're heading to the Shade Woods, but we're actually going to Chapel Threshold in Tseldora. Alright, so I was originally going to cut this section of the video out, but I figure why bother, let's just keep it in and make our way back to Duke's Dear Freya. Freya? I don't know, the giant spider. Okay, barely got that gecko before he hopped off. We gotta move quickly here. This is one of the most annoying sections of the game. Just with all these mages sending homing missiles your way. You know, toads that curse you. A lot of spiders. Kind of an annoying section. Oh, I'm gonna die. Now there's another bonfire that I wanted to light, but I genuinely forget how to get there. Like, it's behind a locked door and you have to drop down into it. And I don't know, it doesn't matter. We are way past there now. And this room, got a few spiders dropping down. And this is like a section that a lot of people reference when talking about Scholar, the First Sin. The next generation version of this game. It's coming out in April. You know, they're adding more enemies, and they use this room as an example. Instead of 5 spiders crawling down, you've got like more than a dozen. They're supposed to be adding a bunch of enemies to multiple sections of the game. And actually, guys, I want to mention that this Thursday is a really big day for Dark Souls 2. We've gotten a lot of patches, you know, since its release last March. Quite a number of balance patches, you know, of different types. But this Thursday is a big patch, the biggest patch of all. It's like the Scholar of the First Sin. For current gen, it's that patch. And I don't think anyone knows exactly what it's going to include. But one thing that's going to be in there, the most significant item that they're adding, is one called the Agape Ring. When you put on that ring, it prevents you from gaining souls and increasing your soul memory. It allows you to control your PvP matchmaking. It's really cool. I'm very excited for this Thursday. It includes a bunch of other stuff too, but like I don't have the patch notes here, of course. Alright guys, so this was a tough fight for me the first time we took him on, a few episodes ago. I'm not sure if this battle's going to go any better, but, you know, we can just try. At least this time we've got 83 life gems, you know, worst case scenario. So I'm not too concerned. One thing we definitely want to do is just keep the spider count at 0. Because we saw last time he can spawn more and more spiders if you are too slow at killing him. So anytime he does that, like, we just need to take out those little spiders right away. And then all you do is go back and forth between these, between his two heads. Basically attack one, and then the other. Nothing, you know, too exciting here, to be honest. It's a little bit repetitive, but he'll be dead pretty soon. Unless I keep rolling like I did there. Oh wow, he smoked me with one of his legs. I mean, I can't even be mad about that. Oh man. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Nothing to lose now. We've already been thoroughly embarrassed by this game multiple times in this video. So we're just gonna keep going, keep at it here. Alright. Maybe I'm gonna try and get this bonfire. This is tricky. This is like a troll section of the game. Because if you get hit by one of those missiles and you're swinging on the rope, it'll knock you off the rope and land you right in a pit of quicksand. Alright. Bonfire lit. New checkpoint. Oh, stay away from me. Oh man. This is never ending with these guys. Alright, so this is one of the more annoying bonfires as well, just because if you warp here and you stand up, the room immediately fills with enemies, which means that you can no longer rest at the bonfire. There's a couple bonfires in this game like that. They're kind of annoying to warp to because of that. Alright, I can't believe I died on Duke's Dear Freya again. Not much else to say about it. Alright. Should we summon the Phantom? Oh man, I need... Alright guys, I think it's time for me to retire. Okay. I'm just gonna like admit defeat. Tseldora, too hard. No, I'm kidding. Let's try again. Alright, this is actually the last try, guys. If I die again, I'm gonna have to do some editing. And I don't want to do that. You know, I want to keep these videos and this series as seamless as possible. But, I mean, eventually you reach a point where it just becomes necessary. You know, there'll be too many deaths, too many runbacks, and too much wasted time, and we will have to do editing. And so, you know, we've sort of reached that break point. So yeah, if I die again, we'll have to resort to making some cuts. But I think we're alright now. That room's kind of tricky. We're going to take it slow from here on, be very careful. Let's do this. Boost our max HP a little bit. Oh, I shouldn't have wasted an Estus Flask. Just Completely unnecessary. Oh well. Alright, here we go. This is just gonna be the most impressive boss kill. It's gonna be fast. I'm not gonna take any unnecessary damage. Let's do this, guys. Serious mode. Oh man, nice dodge by that little spider. Oh, just shot that one right at me. Okay, I can't even fight these little guys right now. I do not have enough health. Oh man, this guy's right on my tail. Alright. Oh man, that was actually really close to dying there. Okay. I can't go too nuts with this aggression. I really just need to secure the victory. Let's pull back up a bit. Get some free shots here. Yes. Alright. That feeling from a Souls game when you beat a tough boss. And boy, was Duke's Dear Freja tough for me in this series. Where's this guy going? Alright, I feel relieved. Why are there more spiders still? Okay, you have to remember to pick up the soul from the ground. I do not understand why this boss is like that. It's the only one that you have to pick up manually. Every other boss just, places it in your inventory. And now that we've picked that up, if you come back here, I assume after resting in a bonfire, there will actually be some interactable, like, large stone object that you can go to, like a dragon remnant memory. It doesn't even have any enemies in that zone, but like, that's a thing. And I mean, I thought I'd mention it. We can also see there's a dragon up here, and apparently that is Seath the Scaleless, which is pretty cool. Yeah, alright, I think we're ready to move on from this boss chamber. There's still actually a couple enemies left. Okay, so in his little library here, the Lord's private chamber, we've got this guy who doesn't seem to notice us yet. So he's wearing the Tseldora robes, same as the armorer in Majula. When you kill him, he gives you the hook, right? Or not. Brightstone key, dark quartz ring +1, and another fragrant branch. I thought you get the work hook in here. Not sure. Yeah, so it's kind of an interesting room. Not really sure, you know, the lore behind it, or what's going on, or who this guy even is. But yeah, he's got a pretty sweet study here. And then that's not all. In his next room, this guy, Vanguard, he actually might be getting moved on Thursday. Or possibly that's only for the Scholar of the First Sin, you know, like full version on disc on the new generation of consoles. But I don't know. There was a trailer that was released a few days ago, and it had Vanguard, this guy, except he was over with the Scorpion NPC that we saw a few videos back. So they're moving a bunch of stuff around. He actually dropped us 3 pieces of his set. That's pretty good. And we're basically done for this video. Quite a few more deaths than I was hoping for. But we're ready to head over to the Shrine of Winter. So let's just do that. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this episode. We're here now in the Shaded Woods bonfire. If you head out down this path, it'll bring you to the Shrine of Winter. But, you know, I may very well die soon after that anyway and have to run back from this bonfire. So we're not actually going to head over to the Shrine of Winter just yet. We'll do that at the beginning of the next episode. I really want to thank you guys, you know, especially you guys here at the end of the video who stuck around and watched. Thank you so much for watching. I promise to be as consistent as I can with future uploads. I know it was a long break between this episode and the last one. I'm going to try and be doing more regularly scheduled uploads. So I guess just keep an eye out in your sub feed for those. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm HunterStarcraft. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.